How's it going, guys, and welcome back to the channel for another Star Wars gaming video. And in today's video we have a fair bit to discuss, because there has once again been even more leaks regarding future Star Wars games, and I've been getting tagged in new ones constantly over on Twitter and seeing them pop up on Reddit. And I did see a lot of you guys on my last video saying keep covering the leaks because, you know, the speculation is fun. So two of the leaks I kind of sat on for a few days and didn't want to dedicate a video on them, but another one dropped just now, and it hints at a new Star Wars game coming as soon as this year, which is very interesting. Also, some Fallen Order 2 leaks that give us answers on why Battlefront 2 actors have been working together has surfaced. Now, as always guys, when it comes to leaks from non-official sources, keep your expectations in check. If it's not from an official account, it's not official. Plain and simple. Now, I will say a lot of these leaks are like the ones we used to get from one of the most reliable leakers in the Battlefront community who went by the name of Some Info. Some of you might remember that name. His leaks used to be random and unsourced like these ones, but he always got it right and became a very reliable source for the Battlefront community. So I think it's always going to be worth at least discussing leaks like this, especially with so many coming up and a lot of them actually lining up with each other. Plus, the speculation is half the fun. Now, before we dive into it, be sure to comment below what new Star Wars game you want to see the most, and remember to follow us over on Twitch. Lots of Star Wars game streams coming over there with some special guest content creators. And of course, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 150,000 subscribers, and any help to hit that ASAP would be just amazing. But now, let's get into it. So this leak regarding a new small-scale Star Wars game comes from a different user to previous leaks. So we'll go over this, then we'll discuss whether it's plausible, whether it's a load of crap. So the leak says EA is working on a small-scale Star Wars game that will release later this year. The game has been in the works for a little over 2 years, much smaller scale project than something like Fallen Order, akin to Squadrons. So this does line up with a lot of people's speculation. There were rumors floating around about a year ago that EA were going to be doing a few smaller projects. Squadrons was of course one of them. Now, the idea that this could come out this year is also very plausible because at the start of 2020, Squadrons wasn't even known about. It took until like halfway through the year for it to get announced, and then it came out a few months later. So I do see this being a possibility, and this so-called new small game being sprung on us in familiar fashion in 2021, just like Squadrons in 2020, I think is very possible. Now, it does go on further saying it's a shooter, but I'm not confident if it's a traditional first-person shooter or a third-person shooter, just that it involves gunplay. It will release Q4 2021 for all major platforms excluding the Nintendo Switch. It's being developed on Unreal Engine 4, no idea when the trailer will drop. So let's just say this is legit for a second. I think a shooter is the only way they could really make a small scale game right now and the community not rage out and go crazy in a bad way. Obviously, people want a new shooter because of Battlefront 2's abandonment, and a new shooter would fill that void at least a little bit, even if it was a smaller project. I still don't think the smaller release route is the best way to go though, because there is just no longevity in these smaller games. Squadrons is practically dead already despite receiving DLC. So I'm not overly thrilled to keep on hearing that EA are working on another small project like Squadrons. But as for the fact it's being developed on Unreal Engine 4, that's a bit of a concern for me if it's true. I'm not the biggest expert when it comes to game engines, but from my knowledge, that is the same engine as Fortnite and a lot of other smaller games. So that's not exactly music to my ears, to be honest. But again, this is a leak, so we don't even know if this is the case anyway. But yeah, this is an interesting leak for sure. I think it's very plausible, it could be legit, but it could very well be a load of BS. But to say it doesn't at least merit consideration would just be wrong. So take it with a grain of salt, of course, it is a leak, but we will watch this leak's career with great interest. So moving on to the Fallen Order 2 leak now, which has popped up in the past couple days. This leak comes from another new leaker. This one says the game starts immediately after the events from the first game. Inferno Squad will be making an appearance. So I'll stop there quickly. This would actually make a ton of sense, to be honest. Inferno Squad actors from Battlefront 2's campaign have been working together in LA recently, and LA is where Respawn is located, who are of course working on Fallen Order 2. So I mean, that is awfully coincidental. Now it goes on further saying the new Inquisitors will arrive, one of them supposedly Tyrellian. There are talks to include Darth Maul, Sam Witwer as a cameo. Game releases fall 2022 and will take full advantage of UE5, which is Unreal Engine 5. So there's a lot to break down there. First, new Inquisitors will arrive, Torellian being one of them. I believe that's the 8th brother, if I'm not mistaken. That would make complete sense, and I'd be surprised if we didn't see Inquisitors again in Fallen Order. They were a massive part of the first game, and I do expect to see them again. As for the Darth Maul cameo, again, it makes sense. Maul is lurking around in that time frame, and I have no doubt that Sam Witwer would be itching to work on Star Wars video games again. He was of course the actor who played Starkiller in The Force Unleashed and voiced Darth Maul in pretty much every media Maul has popped up in, including Battlefront 2, so again, plausible and would be very cool to see. We did have a Darth Vader cameo in the first game, so it makes sense to have like a Maul one in this one or something. It shows that they're not afraid to do a cameo. And the last point made in the leak says here, Star Wars Battlefront 3 is indeed in development, soon to be announced. So Battlefront 3 popping up once again. Now, Battlefront 3 happening is a common theme amongst uncredited leaks. The only mention of a Battlefront 3 from a reliable source was from Jeff Grubb, a well-renowned industry insider who is confident that we will see a Battlefront 3. So it's interesting, but I really hope this leak specifically is true. Of course, I need to keep expectations in check, as do you, but if this one comes true, I'm going to be pretty damn happy with it. Fallen Order 2 is my most anticipated game in a long time, and if they're going down the route that these leaks suggest, I'm going to be really happy. But moving on, and regarding the KOTOR remake that has been strongly rumoured by reliable sources, people think they have found out who is developing it. We know it wasn't going to be BioWare who were responsible for the first KOTOR, because the developer who was doing this game was not a household name, and we would apparently never guess who it is. Now, this developer is by the name of Aspyr Media, and this Aspyr Media company has been hiring developers from BioWare Austin, who of course work on the Star Wars The Old Republic MMO. And apparently a lot of the workers already there actually came from BioWare in the first place, so the idea that Aspyr Media could be working on this game is extremely possible. They're not a common name, like the rumour suggests, and a lot of the developers there are no stranger to working on Old Republic content in games. It all sounds way too convenient to me for this to not add up to something, especially seeing as Aspyr Media have been responsible for a lot of porting and remastering of old Star Wars games. So this one has way too many conveniences to be ignored. But of course, I want to know what you guys think of these leaks and rumors. Some really interesting stuff here. Some of it could easily be a bunch of BS, but some of it does make a lot of sense, and a lot of it would be great to see. Especially the Fallen Order 2 leak. I really hope that one ends up having a bit of truth to it. Pretty much all of the leaks we're seeing lately don't really contradict each other. Most of them line up, so I think these leaks are definitely something worth just keeping an eye on. It's possible we could have a new some info type leaker on our hands that proves himself right in time, but of course I need to say it, these are leaks from unproven sources, so temper your expectations. But of course, we can have a little bit of fun speculating on all of this stuff, as why not? Speculating is half the fun. So let me know what you guys think of these leaks and rumors down in the comments below. One thing is for certain, the hype surrounding upcoming Star Wars games is ramping up. So make sure you subscribe to the channel with notifications on, as I will be covering it every step of the way. And if you found this video enjoyable, be sure to drop a like and remember to check us out over on Twitch. But that is going to do it for me today. Thank you for watching and have a good one.